On May 2nd, 2012, one of football's greatest linebackers, Junior Seau, left a suicide note for his family, saying that he would like his brain to be donated for research on brain trauma that is caused by sports-related head injuries. Along with Seau, many National Football League players suffered from chronic trauma in their heads that resulted in depression, dementia, suicide, chronic trauma, chronic behavior, and motor neuron disease. Today I will discuss what a concussion is and how it affects people of all ages, the new guidelines that are being used to make sure athletes are symptom-free after receiving even the slightest head injury, and also the new preventions and awarenesses that are being spread across the nation on how to keep our heads in the game. So everyone knows basically, but a concussion is a traumatically induced distribution of brain functions that can be caused either by direct blow to the head or by an indirect impulsive force transmitted to the head. A brain is a 3-pound organism that floats in the skull. Cerebral spinal fluids act as a shock absorber for minor impacts, but when the brain begins to move frequently, a concussion is resulted. Concussions can result in defects in attention, concentration, reaction time, processing speed, memory, and that are all critical for athletes to have in order to play a sport. High school players make up the single largest group of football players and account for a majority of sport-related concussions. The Journal of School Health has also recent research that shows how high school athletes take the longest to recover from head injuries, and they receive more symptoms as compared to college or professional athletes do. Youths also have a large amount of sport-related head injuries. The frontal lobes of the human brain continue to develop until the age of 25. It is the vital to manage youth concussions very conservatively to ensure optimal neurological development and outcomes. My friend Erica has had experience with the evaluation that concussions of athletes at high school level go through to see what they can do when they can return to playing the sport. She suffered from a minor concussion after being hit in the head with a field hockey ball when Erica was 17 years old. This happened 3 weeks before the season began, and she could not play for 4 weeks after because all the precautions that were taking in, they're doing. Erica had to take symptom tests every day, which consisted of the number of hours she slept, her appetite, her vision, her dizziness, and the number of headaches in the day she had, and if she was depressed. Erica was symptom-free for 3 weeks, and in order to go back on the playing field, she had to be symptom-free for 4 weeks straight. Erica was one of the first in the school to have to go through this process because the athletic trainers never had to perform tests like these. Now, all the athletes have to take pre-concussion tests before training starts, and if they do get a concussion, when they go to take a concussion test followed by the post-test, this new process is used so that the athletic trainer has something to compare to when before they got concussion to after, just to make sure everything is fixed, better, they're back to normal. This test is called the impact test, and it will test your speed, your vision, your alertness, and your concentration. Some states in the U.S., like New Jersey, Connecticut, Massachusetts, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Oregon, have a law called the Return to Play Guidelines, also called RTPs. It is a set of laws that have established to return to play criteria. The RTPs for youth sports that include education on concussion detection and the risk of concussions. Concussions can never be eliminated from sports, but RTPs play an important role in the post-concussion management of athletes. Prevention is hard for sports that involve contact, like tackle football. The only way to prevent concussions is to eliminate tackling from the sport, but as we all know, that would not go over well with the players, coaches, or parents and fans. Now, in the NFL, players can receive fines up to $75,000 depending on what type of hit the other player took, and could be also suspended from playing for a certain amount of time. According to Deep Impact by Bob Holmes, he studied about how concussions can lead to lifelong problems found at the risks for athletes, and he found that the risk for athletes is getting very increasingly high, because 75 retired NFL players recently sued the NFL for doing too little to protect players from the effects of repeating concussions. Helmets are starting to be redesigned, and players, coaches, and parents are being educated on the symptoms and effects of concussions, because they are sometimes hard to diagnose and doesn't happen right away. It could take a little while to have some symptoms. Diagnosing concussions are so hard that they remain as public health concern, as approximately 1.6 to 3.8 million sport-related concussions are estimated to occur each year. Now that new studies are out and they show how serious brain injuries can be throughout a person's life, it is important for all of you to listen to your doctor and follow the treatment he gives you following your concussion. Concussions do not only occur in the sport fields, they can occur in car accidents, on battlefields, or even just in your home. Once a game is gone, it doesn't mean that your concussion symptoms are gone. You still have a long life you need to live, and I'm living that proof, said an NHL former player, Keith Premium. If you have symptoms of being confused, dizziness, headache, or memory loss, it is very important that you see your doctor right away.